Welcome to the Harbaugh. I am Waffles, and I'm here with Mai Tai. This is a new podcast that we are starting to talk a little bit about the new show DTF St. Louis. And we wanted to first introduce ourselves. So we are fans of Patriot and Ultra City Smiths, also PGL or Perpetual Grace Limited. Um, we have been watching these shows for a number of years, as have a lot of other people in the community as well. We're all huge fans of Steve Conrads and his team. Some fantastic people have put out some incredible work, to say the very least, that has had a very strong and lasting effect on us.
Yeah, so we have been waiting for the DTF for quite a while since its announcement, and I guess been tracking of Google alerts regarding this show, and it's finally out, and we are so excited to talk about it with each other, like naturally every week, I guess. But I think it would be a great impact to do it on behalf of the fans of the Steve Conrad. Hopefully, a regular, like weekly show where we talk about what's going on. And yeah, for sure, we would love to continue to expand on maybe other stuff we like. Maybe the previous shows from Steve Conrad and maybe the next.
Yeah, so bringing that experience in of like having watched his previous works, we want to be able to bring a unique perspective that we haven't heard the voices of yet. So we see
Yeah.
a lot of coverage from people who are local to St. Louis, as well as like other other avenues, people who are fans of true crime, and just wanted to be able to kind of talk a little bit about how things kind of came to this point from the perspective of people who are fans of his work.
I guess would be a good time to introduce ourselves, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So,
Who am I? Or who are you, John Legman?
um,
Well, I my name is Mai Tai, but some of you may know me as maybe Legman or Sure Shot John. Yeah, I've been doing like Patriot Steve Conrad content. At least I help like maybe repost some of the scenes from the show or make some edits out of it. And I guess in this past years, I've get to kind of connect with many of the good people of this community. Like for your example, Raffle, and even like some of the people who work on the show who's genuinely like really sweet people. And yeah, it's just nice to get to discuss our shared love for this show and for other good stories out there. I think we've been talking for like maybe like quite a while, right? For
mhm.
years.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, man. Been several years.
it's good to finally collaborate on something like this. Yeah. So who are you? Who are you, man?
So I go by Waffles, but I
Yeah.
mean Ed is also fine as well. Um, so the way that I came to this community and this fandom was I was listening to a Harmontown podcast, and that interview with Steve Conrad was really, really illuminating for me. I don't remember what year it is that that episode came out, but as soon as I heard Steve Conrad just talk about the story and like the the passion that kind of goes into these characters and their development, I was just like, okay, well, let me check out an episode of this. And then I saw the trailer, or I saw the trailer and I saw like advertisements, and I was like, I've seen advertisements for this show like a couple times, but I never really paid attention to it because I didn't quite get it. And I think that that's just kind of how things go, or things went for a long time up until HBO greenlit this project. So that's how I came to find out about Patriot
Mhm.
and find out about Steve Conrad, the rest of his team. And since then, I've written a lot about. I've done a lot of research. I've made a YouTube video essay, just kind of going into details on like how Patriot could be watched and how it was overlooked. So, and amidst that, that's when Mai Tai reached out to me, and ever since then, we've just been talking Patriot. We've been talking about all of these shows, and I mean, it's just been a fantastic experience, man.
Same here, man. Same here. I think that there's no one else who made Patriot videos, and you have made such a good analysis of how the shows like subverts the genres, the typical spy tropes, and it's like really that's a video I would send to my friends who might be interested. Yeah.
Yeah, that was absolutely the intent for such a video, because it's something that's just that's consistent with like Steve Conrad's writing, and like the way that these shows appear is like some people, they don't know what to make of it when they first watch it. I mean, I've shown the show to at least 20, 30 people, and
Same.
yeah, man. Each time it's they're like at the end of the first episode, like I'm sometimes I early on I made the mistake of asking them like, "Hey, what did you think of it?" And the answer always came back like, "I'm not sure how to feel about the characters yet." And
Mm.
I think that that is just something that's consistent. And just kind of getting over that hump of just like, okay, well, who's my protagonist? Who is it that I'm rooting for? Who is it that I really care about here? Because right now it's not anybody. Like that's just kind of a process involved in like kind of waking up to understanding the show, and like you said, like how it subverts genres and just kind of subverts your expectations. Like you just kind of have to you just kind of have to relax and just kind of take it in like piece by piece. Like it's not meant to be binged, though it can be. It's just kind of that's just kind of the nature of the work, I believe.
For me, it also took me like I think 3 episodes to really clicks in. And after the first watch, I think I have greater appreciation of the like episode one, how it starts, and also it's just like a more peaceful time. And the pilot and the actual shows are like maybe a year apart in filming. What you said about audience being kind of unsure. I think DTF St. Louis has received really well, 87% Rotten Tomato right now. But also, like I think a lot of common audience like us, I think likes it. But also some people kind of unsure of what's happening and the styles, and they might thought it was like slow or maybe thought the writing was weird. I think it might take some time to develop your own understanding, right?
Yeah, and I agree with you. Like I think that the show has been received pretty well up to this point. Like there's a lot of people who have a lot of very positive things to say about it, and then there are some
Yeah.
people who are like they're not receiving it very well. And I mean that's just
Yeah.
part of part of being like a viewer. That's just part of viewership. Like the some people they watch shows just to move on to the next thing, and then some people they watch shows because they want to get invested in the story and just kind of get swept away by it. And that's kind of says a lot about some people's experiences. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this show is definitely like, for me, is such a breath of fresh air. Despite us seeing Perpetual Grace, Patriot, Outer City Smith, I think it's like a redefined, like a new version of what Steve Conrad can do. I think it's like a next level. Also, I think it's totally understandable how like some people may not hit it off. I think that's totally makes sense. I guess it's like no way one thing can be for everyone, and that's totally fine. And we understand all the, I guess, some people who's maybe lives in the area and are unhappy with some of the like details. I guess that's understandable. But also from the interviews, it seems like Steve and the team would really love to film there, right, in St. Louis. I mean, Steve himself spent some time there in the city, I think. But yeah, without like an industry there, I think it's like kind of too hard, maybe impossible for it to sustain. they need the tools to tell these stories, and yeah, so that's why they have to do it in Atlanta, but they really look into doing it in St. Louis. But yeah, Steve, I think he likes the city and the name. I mean, Steve himself is a Chicago native, right? I bet he would love to do it there, but yeah, it just didn't click the same way as in the context of, I guess, St. Louis. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, another thing to consider is like I think that this is this may even be kind of something that's really delicate in like to approach. So, I mean, what shows has Stephen Conrad come out with so far? So he had Patriot for a season and then got lucky with the second season. Then we have, and that was from Amazon. And then we had Perpetual Grace Limited. That was like
Yeah,
what a couple years later, and that was on Epics. And I mean, I think it was Epics.
that's right. Yeah, now MGM plus.
Yeah. So I mean that was on there, and it just like it's no longer on that platform anymore. So,
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, the same applies to Ultra City Smiths. I mean, they took on that project, and I mean, they completely wiped it from their platform as well. So it's
yeah,
like, I mean, it seems like it's a very delicate thing to come out with a product that is that is more digestible and like can be widespread, like
yeah.
absorbed or widely well like received well like
That's
on a
right.
macro scale. So when it comes to DTF St. Louis, I mean, like imagine being approached after like show after show after show, and like your work is just not being appreciated. HBO comes to you with a budget and says, "Yeah, do what you can." And well, if I were if I were Steve,
Mhm.
and like I mean I'm not, but I would tread lightly. I would be careful. And
Yeah,
like you said, the filming in St. Louis was, I mean, like Steve said in one of his interviews, like it was just near impossible. And if he hadn't, like, if they hadn't made the decision to go with Atlanta, then it just would not have worked. So
yeah,
as the success of this show like continues to build and develop, then it's possible that there will be a larger budget in the near future. I mean,
for sure.
that's at least my
Hopefully,
take.
it's just looking good. I'm really so happy to see all the online discussions and posts about it. Yeah, it's nice, and it's even doing so well. Like number one HBO US show right now. It's just something we would never have think of in the previous shows.
Yeah, it's nice that the show has a solid backing so far, and I mean, a lot of people who really enjoyed Patriot seem to be coming out of the woodworks just for like I feel like I've seen Steve Conrad's name mentioned more times than I ever anticipated, like outside of the subreddit. So I'm very happy. I'm very excited. I'm grateful that I'm grateful to be around while all this is happening. So, you know, yeah.
What I really love about the show also, like I think of how Amazon was kind of absent on the promotion. I mean, they did, but it's not too much. It's not too effective. And yeah, so I've my channel and my social has been trying to like help spread awareness about the show or talk about it at least. And I feel like HBO has been doing a great job with getting the show out there with ads, contents like memes, and but also the title itself. Like I love the title Patriot, but it's impossible to search like for a normal discussion. You have to add
Yeah.
the word Amazon or Prime Video or something. You would just find something like maybe conservative content other than what you were looking for. But
Hmm.
DTF St. Louis is like perfect. Oh my god. Hashtag DTF St. Louis. You just find
Yeah.
what you're looking for. Thank God. Thank you, Steve.
It just
Yeah.
yeah, it works
It's
perfectly.
so good.
Yeah.
So good.
It's short and
Yeah, it's
it's
short.
shortened to the point, and it's yeah, and on top of that, it like you said, it's not something that pops up someplace else. Like
Yeah. No.
like Mel Gibson.
Oh yeah, Mel
It's
Gibson.
nice.
Oh my
It's nice
god.
to look for a Steve Conrad show and not see Mel Gibson.
Yeah. And the American football team or
Yeah.
something, I guess,
The
and
Patriots,
like that.
yeah, conservative, like, stuff, content and that kinda thing.
That's nice.
But,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a relief, man. So, yeah, I'm just to really hope that everyone will continue to, like, really enjoy the show
Yeah.
as it progresses, you know?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And this is like new for the existing Steve Conrad fans too, because this show is much like more dense, more much more detailed. A lot of things happen in an episode, but yeah, we love that. We love. We have
Yeah.
been starving for since 2021, I think, probably Ultra City.
Yeah. Yeah, 2021.
Good time to talk about how this show starts, right?
Yeah.
The public know in like 2023, I think, as my dentist's murder trial. Yes. So
Mhm. Yeah.
basically that was like a true crime like article from James last with the New Yorker thing uh
Mm.
about this weird murder and love triangle, like a dentist. Not gonna go into much, but yeah, there was a trial about this dentist allegedly like killing his best friend, and there's like some strange conspiracy, like some maybe the dentist like pretends to be a CIA agent and maybe plants some tracker into patient teeth under like his fake CIA power. So that was weird, and it was attached. It was really weird, and we I think we thought it was perfect for Steve, right? But yeah, it's a true story.
Yeah.
It's a true story. So that's like maybe not full potential of what Steve can do with a story. Yeah,
Yeah, it feels like something that he can, like, sink his teeth
yeah,
into, you know? Like, there's enough in the story to kind of, like, go with and,
yeah,
like, kind of take some liberties with,
for sure.
but, no, it's nice. I believe that it's a benefit to not be tethered down to
Yeah,
just that title,
yeah.
you know? And also, I mean, DTF St. Louis versus,
Oh,
like,
oh,
My
yeah.
Dentist Murder Trial as
That's
a title of a show.
yeah. I was worried. Even I was
Yeah.
worried about how long the name was. Yeah,
Mhm. Yeah, no, same here, man.
that was like David Harbour from the start, right? I think he and Steve kind of develops it.
Oh,
Yeah,
there was a Pedro Pascal, I believe,
yeah.
was attached to the project
That's
too.
right. Yeah, Pedro,
Mhm.
and I think they want to work together. And like months ago, they were going to work together on this movie Behemoth or something with Tony Gilroy.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
then yeah, I think David left or something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So when will they work together? Yeah. Anyway, I
Yeah.
think yeah. I hope you guys get to work together. But yeah, I think things works out well. I mean, Steve gets to do an original story. I think David brought him those like the articles at the start and the fishing for some like some story to work together. But yeah, DTF was like the best outcome I can possibly think. Like I adore Pedro Pascal, but yeah, Jason Bateman just have that energy. Yeah, weird energy in here.
No,
Yeah, I love it.
no, absolutely.
Yeah.
Weird energy in here is like, the perfect description for it, like, yeah, especially with the 2nd episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I remember reading My Dentist Murder Trial, like, when I first heard
Yeah, me too.
about Steve being, like, attached to the project, and I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, okay." I have since completely forgotten about it, to be perfectly honest, and I feel grateful that I've forgotten because now I can be surprised by the show as it, like, progresses. So,
Ah, I'm glad. I'm so
yeah.
glad. And yeah, it's just a right
Mhm.
combination. We got the old his filmmaking ensemble back. We got Jimmy Whittaker, the cinematographer who's like worked with Steve since 2015, I think. And there's even older collaborator Alex Berman, who's like I think he do such a unique scores, unique takes on in today's like landscape of scores. I think he did something like classical, but also really like
Like, it just kinda makes me think.
yeah, that's right.
like, it's really inquisitive music, and there's a particular word for it that I just can't think of, and it's like cranium or something, but, um, what comes to mind is, like, I mean, when I just listen to Alex Worman's music, like, in between, it reminds me an awful lot, like, of Radiohead.
Oh,
If Tom York were to make, like, music in, like, for a show or something, you know? It's not taking too much away from, like, the scenes that they're attached to, but it's complementing them, um, perfectly. So, I mean, like, Alex Foreman is a beast, incredible composer,
yeah.
and, musician. So, like, just works really, really well with the aesthetic
Yeah.
that Jimmy brings to the show. I mean, he's Jimmy's worked with, uh with Steve since, gosh, like, I think he's like you said, like,
Yeah,
2015,
that's 10
but,
years, like 10
yeah.
plus, yeah. Adding on about Alex Berman, I think for a show with such beautiful aesthetic and weird stories like Patriot earlier, I think it's only right to have Alex come up with something as bold. I feel like and the music itself outside John's songs, which Steve also writes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was an entity of its own that kind of elevates the stories. Yeah, it was beautiful. And if you notice, each season of Steve Conrad series, like Alex do something different, drastically different between season one, season two of Patriot. It became like a different style. But with DTF, I think it takes a different role, right? I mean, there's more ambient sounds, but Alex has his harmonic like expertise, and he was a classically trained composer, I think. But it never feels old, right? I mean, classic or not, what he creates always feels fresh and it never feels old and it feels fits perfectly. And normal like true crime shows would do a different something more something we are used to. Yeah, I love what Alex did with this one. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he brings a very nice softness to to all the scenes that his music is
Yeah.
accompanying. And like I honestly didn't know that he was classically trained in music, so that's really cool to know.
Yeah, his dad is also a musician. His family is like from is very music rooted. Yeah, yeah. I've had chance to meet with him back in 2023, and he's a really talented musician, and I get to see him do those musics live, and it was like insane. It's insane, master.
Yeah, so it makes perfect sense why he would like pair well with Steve, because I mean, being a musician, like there's a lot of like you said, there's a lot of harmony that needs to happen for like a message to be
Yeah,
delivered, and in so many different ways. So to have someone like Alex on the team is like fantastic,
mm,
and I have not been disappointed by anything that he's put out. Like it's just
yeah,
hypnotizing.
yeah. A lot of people talk about his work on Patriot, but yeah, Perfect Grace was badass. Was pure like cinematic energy. Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
god. Yeah, Ultra City was so pretty.
Yeah, PGL, I feel like like throughout Patriot there was like kind of like something that was like holding everyone back in a weird way.
Mm,
But once PGL like came out, it was like it's a completely different
mm,
show. It's a completely different like viewer experience. It's a different listening experience. It's so different.
yeah.
And yet it still like feels very similar as far as like the overall theme and feel of watching it, you know?
It's not exactly Patriot, but it's like it has that spirit in a maybe a it's truly its own world. I feel like that whole
Mm,
yellow, color
no,
scheme. Yeah,
yeah.
and it's
Mhm.
sands and deserts. Yeah, it's just like
The sepia, yeah,
I think maybe Steve really like embraced um what he do best in this case and his styles too and a full level. It felt like
yeah.
some people would say it's like the best season of Fargo, real Breaking Bad. I agree. So good. So good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is just like a little piece of information for some people. Like, I don't know who in the world is that said this. They said that the show feels that this writing feels like it rips off Fargo. I mean, honestly, I mean, if you listen to any Steve Conrad interview, like from like before DTF St. Louis, he talks about his
Mm,
influences as being like Simple Plan. I mean, Fargo kind of like fits in with that as
yeah,
well. I mean, the aesthetics of everything also, like there's a difference between ripping off and paying homage
that's
to.
right.
And I think that that's something that people have kind of not really I feel like that's something that's lost now, basically.
What Steve does is, and his team at Elephant, they study, right, the genres they are doing, like spy genres of Patriot. They've studied and kind of make fun of it through this show. And I feel like that's became a trend of every show he did. I mean, Grace Limited was a neon noir, but it's a neon noir about love, where instead of people turning against each other, in this team, they love each other. They became support, and that's something that's so sweet. And yeah, I feel like with DTF, they are continuing to do this, not just playing by the book, but always trying to add something new to the table. Yeah, yeah,
And that continues up until today. Like nobody really knows exactly how to feel, or at least some people, they just don't know how to feel about it yet. And I mean, it's because you're anticipating that typical story to
yeah.
unfold. And like I feel like that's just kind of a byproduct of like watching television nowadays. Like some of these shows that I've watched, I feel like are just generated by
Mm,
AI. And like the nice thing about watching anything that Steve Conrad has done or worked on is that, I mean, you can go back to his first movie, Ernest Hemingway, and like I remember the first time I watched this movie, I was just like, oh, I'm not sure exactly how to feel about this. It's kind of like from a really long time ago, but the messages that are in that movie are like very consistent with like everything that he's put out. Like it just has a feeling of endearment to it. Like it's very genuine. It's
yeah.
very
Pathetic. Yeah, yeah,
emotional, and I think that that's beautiful,
yeah.
you know?
And that script was something he wrote like long time ago, maybe like when he was doing like writing class or something, English. I'm not sure what, but he saw that script early on, like when he was young, and he made quite a good money out of it.
Wow.
Yeah, like 1 million or something. Yeah, it was impressive too.
Wow.
Yeah,
I had no idea,
yeah.
man.
I think it's something like that. Sorry if I'm wrong, but yeah, yeah. We are fans of Steve. Let's just say.
Yeah, no, absolutely, you know?
Oh, yeah. What are some more details before we finally get into the episode? Yeah, okay. This is something new to me, but Ed totally have heard this before. But he has this movie Weatherman with Gore Verbinski, right? Probably 10 years old plus. So in that film, played by Nicolas Cage, the main character was a
Yeah.
weatherman, and this show, Clark, the main character, the lead, is a weatherman. So I find that interesting for as a fun fact for someone who didn't know. But Steve has such a long and weird relationship with local weatherman, and now he makes one a suspect in murder. Yeah.
Yeah,
Our Sunshine. Can you tell about Our Sunshine? Do you know him?
Al Sunshine. Yeah, no, I heard about him. He's the guy with the milkshake.
Yeah, the OG inspiration, right?
Oh,
Nick
yeah.
Cage character, like people threw foods and throw milkshakes at him, and but I saw that and I didn't think too much of it. But then I found out Steve threw threw shakes at him, and he didn't want to
I
hit him, but yeah, it hit him, and because he, but you know
I
why?
completely forgot that that
Yeah.
happened. I completely forgot that that happened in that movie. It's like I feel like if I remember like it's the first thing that kind of happens, but I think it's a running gag
Yeah.
throughout the movie, if I
that's
remember
that's
correctly.
so Steve
Like
Core.
that's crazy. I didn't realize that.
But Steve did that because he thought the name Our Sunshine, the fake name of this local weatherman. He did when he was like a young person. He didn't like it. He thought it was like so stupid or something. But yeah, that was he was young then.
Mhm.
But yeah, that was so funny.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah,
hilarious.
like
But, I mean, it's because the person's just not being genuine, like, I mean, it's like you said, they're just come up with these made up names, which I like, I don't know if this is, like, a thing where you're from, but, like, there's some people who have some very interesting names, and I'm
yeah.
thoroughly convinced that they're not real, like, even today. So, I I get I get the frustration, especially being younger, like, yeah,
Yeah.
no, you're not being real here, dude. But it's funny that you mentioned Gore Verbinski because, like, didn't he, he worked with Jimmy
Yes, new
on,
movie just came out on VOD today.
yeah, on, Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die.
Yeah.
I didn't wow.
Wow.
That is
The way
awesome.
Jose.
This is the amazing thing about
Yeah.
yeah, man. This is, like, the crazy thing about, like, like, just being part of this, being, like, bearing witness to, like, all of this because there are so many names, so many connections, and
We're eating so good right now.
yeah, it just all comes around full circle.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And Nicole is doing Buzz Bunny. Nicole Hirsch Whitaker, like Jimmy's partner, wife, is
Mm.
doing Buzz Bunny, which I heard was excellent too.
Oh god. Ye
I can't wait to see those two films. It looks insane visually. Yeah.
yeah, Dust Bunny was amazing.
I mean, Nicole was the main cinematographer of Perpetual Grace Limited as well. Yeah, and Jimmy,
Mm.
uh,
Oh,
yeah, Jimmy did like 4 episodes or something of Perpetual Grace as a director. So that
hmm.
was like wow, wow, very
Oh,
cool.
wow.
He's what a
Chief.
good director also. Yeah,
Yeah, no, there's definitely something in that family, man,
yeah,
and
yeah,
that's I mean, they both have fantastic eyes for, like, to see the world in, and that's
yeah.
awesome. Anyway, yeah, so, thanks for listening to to what we're calling episode 0, where we
Yeah,
just kind of, like, talk about ourselves, our experiences, and, like, our excitement about the show, so
yeah.
um, we're gonna continue to try and to talk about episodes as they come out, and I hope you guys will continue listening.
See ya. And keep double grade for those who knows.
Too right, man. Too right.
Word.